Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, damsels and dingbats, to another Chit Chat video. Not a whole hell of a lot's gone on, not a whole hell of a lot's happened since we last chatted. There are a few interesting things I can talk about today, but for the most part, life goes on. Spring has finally sprung. Thank you, God. I got to get my first barbecue in last weekend, and oh my, I lit those briquettes, and I just was flooded with happiness. I forgot how much I love the smell of barbecue. Not just the smell of the burgers and the hot dogs that I made, but even before I started cooking the food, the smell of those briquettes starting up just screamed summer. And yeah, I know it's not summer yet, but you know what I mean. I mean, the sun was out, there were no bugs, it was nice and warm, but it wasn't like hot. And I was able to sit outside and watch the dogs play, and just like, I wanted to cry. I have not been that happy in a long time. I like winter. I like all seasons, just because, you know, I'm alive, and I thank God for that. But after a long winter of being cooped up inside and just getting the worst case of cabin fever ever, getting outside in that sunshine and grilling was just like, that's the highlight of the things that have happened since I last spoke to you. So, what else? I tried getting back into making jewelry. I made a couple necklaces, and I made some earrings. And I attempted to make a bracelet, but with the bracelet, I just don't have the right materials. You know, I haven't worked on jewelry in a while. So a lot of the materials that I like to work with, I don't have. So trying to make something with what I have, which is not my norm, I'm not happy with it. You know, I had somebody the other day, oh, that looks nice. You know, it's not, I can do better. You know, granted, I haven't worked on jewelry in a while, so I'm a little out of practice, but I know I can do better. So I'm showing you guys a picture of it here just because, you know, it's part of what I made. What else? I tried to smoke a pen, an ink pen, because first thing in the morning before I've had my coffee, while I'm sitting down at the computer prepping for my day, when they're sitting right next to each other, my peripheral vision apparently is not good enough to distinguish which one's which. And I tell you what, you're not getting any nicotine out of a Bic, no matter how hard you suck. That, and I think my eyes are going. I've got diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and I'm trying to stay on top of it, but I haven't been to the doctor in a while, so I haven't had my pills. And with little Alex's birthday, you know, having just happened not too long ago, and this and that, you know, I've had a lot more sugar in my diet than I probably should have. I mean, I'm not chugging a 2-liter of Coke every day like I used to, but still, I noticed that when I was trying to work on the jewelry, a lot, like on the necklaces, the seahorse necklace specifically, when I went to put the jump rings in, to put the links together, everything was really blurry and fuzzy, and I couldn't focus, and I couldn't see what I was doing. And throughout, you know, ever since then, I've noticed that, you know, either my diabetes has kicked up to the point where it's fucking with my vision, which is not a good sign, or my age is finally catching up with me, and sitting in front of and staring at a computer 24/7 for the last 12 years. Well, not really, but it catches up with you. Life catches up with you. So I'm hoping that's what it is. I can just go get some glasses or something. You know, there's no way in hell I'm getting contacts. I am a big wuss. There's no way in hell I'm putting my fingers anywhere near my eyeballs. I got an eyeball issue. I probably should not have told you guys that, but anything having to do with eyeballs. If you guys have seen the movie Hostel, the scene where he's fucking with her eyeball, yeah, no. Come on, really? Make me not want to eat my lunch 3 days from now. But anyway, what else have I been doing? I have been working on the Dungeon Master campaign writing series that I discussed in the last Chit Chat video. I've decided finally, after making 5 videos for it, that's what I've got done so far, I finally decided that I'm going to call it the Dungeon Master Project. So I've been spending a lot of time working on that. This last video, this number 5 that I did, is my shortest video. Most of them are around half an hour long. This one ended up only being, well, under 20. Hold on a second. Dogs! Go. Quit your jingling. I love you, but I'm recording. Yeah. Look at me like that, YouTube. Anyway. Yeah, this last video is only about, it's under 20 minutes long. 15 to 20 minutes long. And, usually what I do before I make a video, one of these videos, is I will write down something akin to a script to remind me of what I want to say that episode, in what order, and just to make sure that I've got everything covered. Dogs, you really? Biscuit, go. You know what? You're going to sit there and look at me like that? Fine, I'm putting pictures of you in this video. Yeah, you wrinkle-faced brickhead. I love you. Yeah, I'm so adorable. Anyway, I'm recording. Go away. Leave me alone. Yeah, I script my videos so that I can try to avoid a lot of this and pausing that I'm doing and the distraction. This video is a primary example of why I am trying to script my DMP series so that I can get as much information in each episode as possible. So I had the 5th episode scripted, probably about 24 pages long. And I'm like, okay, we can do this. So I get out there and I record, I audio record the whole episode. I do not have a webcam. As you guys have noticed, what I have to do is record the audio and then go through and, using MS Paint or whatever, put images in so that YouTube will consider this a video and not a podcast. So I recorded the audio. And the first thing I noticed was it was no half hour. It wasn't even 20 minutes. So I'm thinking, crap. Now I got to go through and find more information to drag this out to its half hour point. I've decided not to do that, by the way. The video is done. It's up on YouTube. It will be released at some point once I start releasing the actual series. So it's only about 17 or 18 minutes long. I'm not going to make it any longer because I said what I had to say, and if it makes sense, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it fucking doesn't. But the point is, while at that point, I thought I needed to make it longer. So I took the finished audio and I put it in my movie maker so that I could start listening to, sometimes when I listen to that back, I can tell where it sounds clunky and it doesn't fit together well, and it gives me ideas. Oh, I could have said this, or I could have elaborated by saying this. Well, I went to listen to it, and I had my mic muted the whole time I was recording. So I had to go back and record it again. Now, it took me 2 or 3 days to script this video. It took me 15 minutes to record the audio. That was my first problem. I'm like, okay, that's not cool. And even when I listen to it, the subject matter for this video is a little confusing. It's hard for me to describe to my audience something that I do naturally in a way that they can understand how to do it in the same manner. I'm finding it difficult. I found it difficult to do that for this video. So, before I recorded it again, I went through and I rewrote and I did some more research and I rescripted, and I made the mistake of telling Cool Mama Jama about it because he was over hanging out tonight, and he had a good laugh at me, and then the other boys came over for a game session and they all laughed at me. So yeah, that was fun. Anyway, the point is, I got the video done. It took me a couple days to do it. This video has been cursed from day one. I have had nothing but problems. Missing video files, corrupted data. We had a thunderstorm roll through in the middle of one of my editing sessions, and it shut my computer off. We had a power outage, and the computer went down. And when it came back, 3 hours of work gone. because I'm not smart enough to save on a frequent basis. This, ugh. I'm glad that video is done. I'm glad to be moving on. Unfortunately, the subject matter isn't going to get any clearer, but I'm learning from my lessons here. The other problem with these videos is I know personally that there are other videos on the exact same subject matter put out by more experienced YouTubers that are a lot clearer, they're a lot more useful. I was joking around with Cool Mama Jamma the other day, and I said, you know what, dude, instead of making these instructional videos, I should just, make a video where I reveal links to other people that have done these videos better than me. I'll be like the Dungeon Master verbal wiki or some shit like that. And I don't even know if that's possible, but it sounds cool, so leave me alone. So yeah, I've been spending some time getting the DMP project done. I don't know how many episodes there are going to be, because every time I make an episode, I think of material that I could present for 3 or 4 more episodes. And right now I've got 5 made, loaded into YouTube, and ready to start being released. Once I am done with the whole project, I'm going to go in and schedule using YouTube's little automatic release thing. Cool Mama Jamma, I told Cool Mama Jamma the problem is that, I can load all of these up, but I have to be here to change the videos from unlisted to public for you guys to see them. But I'm going to be going on vacation to go home and see my family here in a month or so. So I don't, I'm not going to have access to the computer back then and able to do that. And even if I could, half the material still on my computer needs to be uploaded, all this blah blah blah. I was not aware that you could upload the videos to YouTube and then use its settings to have it automatically release your video on the day that you tell it, I want this video released on this day at this time, and then when that time shows up, it puts the video, makes it public. So I'm learning new things from Cool Mama Jamma all the time. So he's awesome when it comes to this YouTube crap. There's probably a reason he's got more viewers and subscribers than I do. But anyway, so yeah, I'm hoping to have that series. I've been doing a lot of work on that series. I want to get to the point where I'm at the point now where I'm realizing this project is a lot bigger than I originally anticipated. And I'm kind of excited to move on and do more work on it. But at the same time, I can very easily see myself getting to the point where I just want it to be done. Because this is going to be the longest series that I have ever done that doesn't involve forcing you to watch me play video games. So, anywho, what else have I been doing? I thought up a new video series for my channel here that I have started working on. It's not going to be something that comes out regularly because, well, I've decided to call it Doin the D, Touring Detroit. Which, I don't just mean downtown Detroit. I mean, like, all of these little suburban outlying areas. I live in Garden City, which is not Detroit, but it's close enough that, like, when I'm at home, I can say Detroit, whatever. But what I've decided to do is, I've got a lot of family and a lot of friends out west who, well, and overseas for that matter, people who watch my videos who have never been to this area, who will never be in this area. And I thought it would be kind of cool with as many historical sites and cool places as there are around here to make it a habit of going to these places and recording with my phone, kind of giving like a virtual tour, and then coming home and turning that into a video and posting it online. So yeah, I'm gonna call it Doin the D, Touring Detroit for those who can't. Again, a lot of it probably, for those who live in Detroit, they're going to be like, hey, yo, that ain't Detroit. Well, I ain't going to call it Doin Michigan because that'd take me the rest of my damn life to record. So when I say Doin the D, I mean Doin the D and all outlying areas that I can get to. Yeah, I'm just going to call it Doin the D. The rest of you can just chill the fuck out. So I've got the footage for the first video on my computer for that. I'm not going to give any spoilers. Cool Mama Jamma will probably get a video about it out before I do. But if he doesn't, like I said, I'm not going to give any spoilers about where we went, but it was pretty freaking awesome. We had a lot of fun. So I need to turn that video footage into an actual finished YouTube video, and then I'll get it up. But like I said, this isn't going to be a constant, every week, every 2 weeks thing, because it really does depend on when we have the money to get out of the house and go somewhere and actually do stuff. There are plenty of places around that we can go that don't cost money, but then again, that's also a matter of having the time to go. We have our tabletop game sessions, and then we've been trying to get back into going to church on a regular basis, and then sometimes we just stay home because we're not in the mood, and we just clean. So we need to be able to get out of the house and get to where we are going for me to get the footage to make the videos. So, I might be able to put out a video a week for a couple weeks, and then I don't have anything again for a month. It's still going to be part of the same series, but don't expect that one to be as regular of a schedule. So heads up on that. Been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. I have not been this addicted to an MMO since my World of Warcraft days. No, I'm not going back to World of Warcraft. There's been times as I've had this discussion with people. I really don't feel like doing it again. We'll just leave it at I am burnt out. I've played World of Warcraft so many times that even with the new expansion out that I don't have, I really just don't want to do it anymore. It was fun in its day, but it's old now, and I want something new. I want something that I haven't experienced yet. I don't want the same thing redone with new skins slapped on it and a new storyline put out, but it's the same mechanics and it's just, no, thanks. I can only get to level 100 and whatever so many times anyway. So, Guild Wars 2, on the other hand, has some elements to it. I'm not going to make this a Guild Wars MMO ad, but I will say that it's got enough elements to it that I've not experienced before, that I have gotten sucked into it, and I've been really enjoying myself. I recently found out that a couple of the kids at the table, the game table, actually play Guild Wars 2. My friend Malik's actually like, hey, why didn't you tell me you played? And I was like, because I didn't know you played. So we're looking forward to potentially sitting down and guilding it up together once in a while, sometime in the future. I also got my alpha key. I got accepted into the alpha testing for Worlds Adrift. It's a game I've been really, really excited about for months and months, because I saw the little trailer thing they were doing for it, and back before before alpha, obviously, and I wanted to get into it so bad. I've been watching it, and I got the opportunity to get into the alpha. I've only played it for a couple hours, and I tell you right off the bat, it's clearly an alpha, and it pisses me off because I have never died so many times in alpha testing or beta testing. I'm a testing member for Crossout, and there's a couple other games that I've tested for. And yeah, they're buggy. They have issues. The game's not, the material isn't all there. A lot of games like Worlds Adrift don't have any kind of tutorial, so you kind of got to figure things out by yourself. All kinds of glitches. That's to be expected. But literally, every time I turn around, I'm either falling to my death, dying because a tree landed on me, being attacked by giant alien bugs. Just, man. I don't know what to say. I'm going to give it an honest chance. I'm not going to get discouraged in Trollface and QQ, but where it stands now, if the game is as deadly if the game is as hard to play when it releases, they may not have a lot of players. I don't know. It sounds very, very cute. You know, I'm not. You move around in the game using a grappling hook, like a pirate swinging from a rope, and the land you're on is just a big floating island up in the sky. And the whole point of the game is to build your own airship and go exploring different islands and learning new stuff. But before you get that airship built, you are required to move around with this grappling hook. And so it's just the way you move around the world. You have to get used to it. And until you do, you're going to mess up and fall to your death repeatedly. That's the biggest thing that's been frustrating me, is because I feel like an infant learning to walk again. But it looks like it's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's alpha. It's new mechanics. They're doing some new things I've never seen before. So I'm going to play it. But it's so I've been doing a lot of that. Obviously, I still have my household chores that I can never get kept up on, and the dogs that are constantly running around terrorizing everything and everyone. Yeah, I got the tabletop group that I have stuff that I'm trying to put together for them. We tried to have a game session last weekend, but it's just, we had just had the cable guy come out to change our cable over to another company, and I had to go in and move. We've got a big freaking heavy dresser in the bedroom with a TV on it, and I had to move that out away from the wall so that the cable guy could get back in there and run the new cable lines. And of course, in the process of moving it away from the wall and then putting it back when he was done, I ended up tweaking my back. And a couple hours later, by the time it was time to sit down and game, my back was screaming at me so bad I couldn't even get it. I went to lay down on the bed in the bedroom to kind of take some weight off, and I couldn't get back out of bed, so I had to cancel the game. We rescheduled it for this Thursday, so everyone's kind of looking forward to that. But Tyler's coming home for Thanksgiving. He's for those of you that don't know, he has been attending Job Corps in Grand Rapids for culinary arts, and I guess he's doing really, really well. He's got himself what do you call that? I can't think of the word. He's got a mentor, and he's going to train under the guy, and when he's done, they're gonna help him find a job and all of this and that. Oh, apprenticeship. Yeah, he has been accepted for an apprenticeship, and there's a chance that when he's done with the apprenticeship that he could be doing some advanced training. But the point is, he's doing really well, and we don't get to see him much anymore because he's on the other side of the state. But he is coming home this weekend for Easter, so we're all really excited and looking forward to spending some time with the kiddo before he's got to go back up. But other than that, pretty much same old here. When I get off here, I'm going to go do some work on that first touring Detroit video, and then I'll probably go get some dishes done and then spend an hour or two playing this Worlds Adrift thing. But other than that, there's really nothing new here. So everyone's well and breathing and enjoying the fact that spring's here. So, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up again. I've talked about just about everything I can think to talk about. So I appreciate you sitting and listening to me. Thank you for watching. And if you've subscribed, I thank you so much for that. If you haven't, don't worry about it. I'm just grateful for those that have, because it gives me a sense that the effort I put into these videos isn't wasted on the ethereal void that is reality. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take off for now. Until next time, I've been your host, DM Renavion, saying stay safe, have fun. I'm out.